A few years ago, I started this channel and we were talking about business. I was discussing the various things that run around business, from starting a business to growing to the challenges to everything. And I remember I even interviewed a certain Mama Mboga, and she told us about her business. And then I went on a break. Now I am back. And this time round, I came with a very interesting topic, and it is a series that I will be taking you through. And this topic is digital skills for business growth. If you're interested in that, if you're starting a business, if you have a business that has been running for the past few months or years, or if you're planning to work in a business setup, this is for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we dig deeper into this topic, digital skills for business growth. Hey guys, welcome again to another episode of Digital Skills for Business Growth. Today we talked about we have had two previous episodes. The first episode was just the basic of digital skills for business and just how to get started. The second episode was about building an online presence, and that was largely about marketing your products or marketing your brand or marketing your business or organization or company. Today we are going to talk about selling online, which is basically e-commerce. So what is e-commerce? You might be wondering. E-commerce comes so the E is for electronic, and then the commerce is for the process of selling goods and services. So e-commerce is the process of buying or selling goods and services through digital platforms or through electronic means. I hope you're good up to that. So how does this work? From the definition, you sell online using digital means. So basically, it's a trading process that happens online. So you can do it on social media, like we described last time, or you can use other platforms that we are going to talk about today in this episode. So this process of e-commerce has components such as the first one is now getting the customers online and selling to them. And then the second one is the payment method, whereby you have to devise an electronic payment method. Like, for example, in Kenya, we have M-Pesa or bank pay bills. You literally can just pay from your phone to a bank account, to someone's bank account. So they have what we call a pay bill. And then you can also sell through other platforms. There are other payment options like PayPal and many others. I think you can type in the comment section and tell me which other payment options do you know. For example, in Kenya or even worldwide, because I know most of you can be selling even to, can be doing e-commerce even internationally to other companies or to other to the worldwide market in other countries, that is. Okay, and then another component of e-commerce is shipping, because, for example, if you're selling products, you have to devise ways of how your product is coming from where you are to now the other country or the other wherever you are selling that product. Okay, so that was just a briefing of what e-commerce is all about. So let us go straight to an overview of the whole e-commerce business. So different e-commerce business models target different types of clients. So there are four main ones, and that is the B2B, which is business to business. So business to business is where your business is selling basically to other businesses. So your products can be resold or yeah. And then B2C, which is business to consumer. So you are the basic business, you sell to consumers, final consumers. And then freelancer to business, where you offer services to businesses. And then there's the last one, which is consumer to consumer. So consumer to consumer is where you can have, like, for example, a product you bought, you have used it, and then you want to dispose it, or maybe you bought it and it did not help you, but it can be useful to someone else, so you want to dispose it. So that is still a type of e-commerce business or a type of business, because you can still do without having necessarily to include it e-commerce. So e-commerce basically helps us to fasten the selling process. Looking for a client manually can be a bit hectic, but when you incorporate e-commerce, it comes with factors like marketing and all that, which can help you get to clients more easily than if you are to do it manually. So let us start with the business-to-business model. The business-to-business model is basically, as I said earlier, where a business offers products to another business. So if I can give an example of the Kenyan market, for example, or the African market at large, this is where you, or by the way, even let me just say the worldwide market, because I've remembered I've done such businesses with China and US. So this is where a company, let's say for example, produces their products and then they sell it to distributors, for example, who then in turn to become to sell to either other wholesalers, or they will come to sell to other or to the final consumer. So that is the business to business. So they are not really selling to the final consumer. They are selling to another business who's gonna now sell to the final consumer. So their products can be resolved at you can sell the product at a profit. That is basically the meaning of business to business models. An example of business to business model is, for example, the Alibaba. If you log into the Alibaba platform, you will notice most of the products are sold in bulk, and then the prices have a difference. You will see if for example, you want to buy 1 to 2 commodities, the price is a bit higher. And then the more you buy, the more commodities you buy, the more the price reduces. So for example, if you are going to buy, let's say you are going to send to the final consumer, you might not want to take too many commodities, because you want to take from, you want to buy the commodities from different producers for you to be able to sell as many as consolidated ones. So you might want to take the less ones, then you can come and sell them at the final, to the final consumer at a higher rate. And then there is this one where you can actually buy and come and resell it on wholesale. So for example, there is one that is selling, let's say, 1 to 2 products, this amount. And then there is another one that says 2 to 10 or 2 to 20 products. And then there's one that says 100. You get to 100 or even 100 and more, or 1,000 and more, like something like that. So that one you can actually buy in that bulk, and then you come and sell now to other wholesalers, who will in turn go to sell to the businesses who are gonna sell them at a profit to the final consumer. I hope you have understood up to that. Tell me in the comment section so that I can know, or if you have another idea or another business in mind, or another platform that you think also does the B2B as we continue. So it's a huge market where businesses supply goods and services directly to their audience, just like the B2C, where you sell directly to your, let's say, your target, the final consumer. This one also they send to the direct audience, and their audience is people who own other businesses, basically. So here orders are larger, like I said. Wholesale is more prevalent. They likely do wholesale business. and the expectations of the level of service are different. So it's the settlement of payment. Also, the payments can be a bit, the payment service will be a bit longer because of sometimes you are actually ordering from a factory. So the factory gets your order before it starts manufacturing your products. So you can expect the payment process will not be swift. It will be a bit longer. The process will be a bit longer. And like if you are going to send to a direct consumer, okay? So decisions also take months and efforts to win the associated, to win a B2B client. So decisions often take months and efforts in terms of like even the associated costs in the process to win a B2B client as compared to those of B2C. As compared to those of B2C processes. Hence, the marketing strategies can also be different. Also, another thing is they normally the B2C people who engage in B2C business, B2B business, the B2B businesses, they mostly consider loyalty. So when for example, when they get a client who is another business, they want to be very careful with that client to make sure they preserve that client to be like a long-term client. They work so much towards loyalty, and you find the B2B client, the B2B businesses, you will find they mostly deal with, they mostly hold a client for long period in terms of even years. Okay, so next we have the B2C. The B2C here is business to consumer. This is where now the retailers, they buy now from the retailers. They buy from other businesses or from other wholesalers in the B2B model, and then now they come and sell to the final consumer now in the B2C model. I hope we're good up to that point. So this is now like Jumia, for example. You see here, Jumia sells to the direct consumer. So you will rarely see at Jumia is selling like, let's say 20 to 50 commodities. It is usually you buy that particular product individually. If you want 2, if you want 3, the price will be the same. So that is the B2C. They're selling to the direct consumer. And of course, they have had the reason they are selling to the direct consumer is because they're selling less commodities, also because of the profit margin. So if the profit margin was higher, they would consider to sell to another wholesaler at a cheaper price, who will then go and sell. But because they're the ones that have bought at that cheaper price, which is higher. I don't know if I'm making sense. So they have bought for example, the wholesaler went and bought it at, let's say, 100 shillings. They are coming to buy it at 110 shillings. Okay, so this wholesaler would have bought it at 110 shillings, but because they bought many commodities, they were able to buy it at 100 shillings. So, or $100. So this one has come to buy it at $110, so that the B2B client will have the benefit of the $10 as profit. I hope we're good up to that point. So these ones, they come and sell to the direct consumer. So they aim at reaching out as many clients as possible and offer as many goods and services as possible, like I said earlier. So here, sellers know their audience well and reach out to their target audience directly. I think I talked about it in the previous episode where this type of business, they know their client very well in terms of they have done what we call client segmentation. So they know exactly the client they want to reach out to, and they reach out to them directly in terms of marketing and even how they package their product and everything. They talk to them directly. Okay. The payment method in this business model is a bit slower because it's really a direct transaction. Give me money, I give you the product. As simple as that. Also, the other processes, like let's say the shipping process and return policy is also a bit easier in this particular model, because it is you buy the product, it doesn't fit you well or you don't like it. It is they have that direct return policy, which is simpler because it is dealing between the client and the. And like for the other one, where you might find the business has it has gone through. For example, someone bought the product at. Let me give you this example. There is this baking the bakeries, the baking companies. So they bake, let's say, for example, bread, and then they supply to the shops. Okay, and then the shopkeeper will in turn sell to you. So the shopkeeper does not test the product before they sell to you. So you might go and get the product and you realize the product is not quality. It maybe it has already expired or it was about to expire, and there's something wrong with the product, the brand. So you have to go and complain to the retailer. But the retailer is not the producer, so they really do not know what exactly is wrong with that product. So they, in turn, will have to go to the company or the distributor who brought the product to complain to them. So you see here, even the return policy is a bit longer because it is a chain of business. And like in the B2C, it's just that it is direct. This product is not okay, you return. Like for example, in the clothing industry, I bought this cloth, it's not fitting, I return, you give me a refund, or if you have an alternative dress, you give me. Okay, it's much simpler than the B2B. So, like I said, B2B business model businesses, they strive to retain clients, and like for the B2C, they look for more and more clients because they produce variety of products. And then in the B2B, the receiving client, who is the business that's buying from you, they will retain that loyalty because they are selling that product again and again. And like the B2C, if I buy today, like for example, this jacket, that chances are I will not want to buy a similar jacket in the future. Okay? I will want to buy something different. So the businesses in the B2C model, they will want to get more and more clients because chances are the consumers who are buying from them might not need that product again. So really there is no need for loyalty, but also loyalty is a factor because they might need it, or they might refer you to another client who will come and buy it. But here they really focus on reaching more and more in the market so that they can sell their businesses to a variety of people, because chances are someone will not buy that product again and again, and unless it is like food products. Even in the food industry, if I buy, for example, today fries, chances are tomorrow I will not want fries, I will want ugali. Okay, so that's why in the B2C you have to they are constantly in the market looking for more and more clients. I hope that is home. And then they have relatively low profit margins, like I said, because like I said, it has been a chain of businesses. The distributor bought from the company, and then they put their profit margin, and then they came and sold to the wholesaler, who also put their profit margin. By the time they're getting to you, the profit margin has reduced, so they have less profit margins, and that's why they will sell the products to many clients so that they can get so that the lower profits can add up to a higher one, if that's making sense. Okay. So let us go to the next one, which is freelancer to business models. Freelancer to business model is where a freelancer is offering a service to a business. For example, a graphics designer, which I told you, which we shared in the last episode. A graphics designer is offering services of making logos and branding items for a business. And so you as a business, you look for a graphics designer to do that for you. So that will be the freelancer to business models. Or a social media marketers, for example, I do social media. I do social media management for companies or for businesses. So a business will reach out to me to help them manage their social media platform. So in that business model, I am the freelancer offering the social media management service to the business model. I am the freelancer offering the social media management service to the business. Is that okay? So here you will get the example of this business model is like Upwork, for example. On Upwork, you will get, it is mainly about freelancers looking for businesses to working for them. And I think there can also be a freelancer working for a direct client, although it has not been listed among the business models, but I think it can also work. So also here, I think the payment method is also it is you work for me and then I work for you with me and the business is being. So here the client also might want to create the loyalty because from the product that I'm offering, you might need it again and again and again. So I might want to attract loyalty from my clients. So that okay up to that point. Tell me, are you a freelancer? Are you in the B2B business model? Are you a business or an organization selling to other businesses? Or blah, blah. Are you a business selling to direct clients, or are you a freelancer? Even an influencer. Last time I remember in the last episode I talked about incorporating freelancers in your marketing strategy. So in this form, the freelancer is the influencer, and then the business is now you, the business that wants the influencer to market for you. So you can, from that you can see every aspect of life is really about business, because someone could think because they are an influencer, it is in the freelancer to business model of e-commerce. All right. Now here the thing is this is because a freelancer, for example, let's say graphics design, it might take time. I might take time to complete this project before I go to the next one. So the freelancers face those challenges of, for example, marketing, because they are the ones to do it. I am working at the same time. I want to market myself and to market my product. Okay, so this is where, as the freelancer, they can also need another freelancer to help them. That's why I said on this freelancer to business, I think the freelancer, it can be anything in once, freelancer to freelancer. Or now here we make it. You as the freelancer, you make it a business, and then when you get another freelancer, it becomes that freelancer to your business as the freelancer. Then making sense. Yeah, so freelancer to business sector has very narrow and often unique services, which are limited by the availability of the service provider. There are some that you can, for example, you can manage social media like 2 or 3 at a go and day, because it's really just about going to check if there is a client who has asked, commented, there's a client who needs your help in such like things. Inefficient customer sourcing is a problem because of what I said. You are, for example, the academic or article writers. You really have to immerse yourself into the writing and concentrate. And now the time to now advertise yourself to other clients might be limited. Okay. The last model is consumer to consumer model. So the consumer to consumer model is basically you as a consumer disposing of your products to another consumer who might need them. Basically, you bought a shoe, it did not fit, you wanna dispose it. You bought a laptop, you have used it for some time, and you have a bigger workload and you need a bigger laptop or a more efficient laptop. But this laptop that you're currently using is really not that bad. It can actually help another person who doesn't have as much workload as you do. So you might want to dispose it. So that's why it becomes a consumer to consumer business model. You can get this model. An example is like eBay, where you can actually just directly sell your product to another consumer like you on eBay. That makes sense. For today, it was as simple as that, as short as that. I'd like to know, what did you get from it? What did you learn? What did you relearn? What did you unlearn? And then you tell me in the comment section, tell me in which business model you are in, or which business model interests you the most, or which one would you want to venture in if you would want in future.